Joining us now is Mr. Michael Manahan. He's the co-founder of something called the Polk Institute. Mike, welcome back to the program.
Well, thank you very much. As Don, it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Well, you've got such a wide and varied background. You're a published author of finance. You're a college professor of finance. You're a former public company CFO. We should change your name from Manahan to Moneyhan.
Yeah, well, look, a lot of people don't get my name right, so we might as well.
Okay. Tell us about the Polk Institute.
Yeah, well, okay, the Polk Institute is an organization, a nonprofit I co-founded with my colleague, Professor Gary Polk, who is an African-American businessman and college professor. And the purpose of the Polk Institute was to teach entrepreneurship to what we would call typically underserved minorities. So as Gary likes to say, Black and brown folks. It's not exclusively limited to that. We'll accept anybody, but the idea is to take and teach entrepreneurship to help people create businesses. Our goal is to launch, as we call it, 1,000 ships over the next 10 years. That's 1,000 new businesses. And our program takes you through a 10-month training session, which covers just a whole host of topics that an entrepreneur would be interested in, such as I teach the finance and accounting segment, which is going on right now. Then once the students graduate, and the whole while they're building their business plan, their financial projections, their pitch deck, their business model. And then once they finish with the educational part, they move into the mentor part, where we assign them and hook them up with mentors who can help them move their business to the next level. So that's the program.
How was the need identified?
Well, I think the need was identified in two ways. The first one was the statistics clearly show that new businesses fail. There's a huge failure rate in new businesses. And as somebody who talks to a lot of people who started businesses and failed, there's a common theme to these failures. A lot of it is just a lack of understanding on the part of the entrepreneurs about how business really works. They just don't know. And what you don't know can come around and bite you in the behind. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, and this comes from my colleague, Gary, who is, as I mentioned, he's a Black gentleman. He tells stories of people in the African American community where somebody decides to start a business. They come home and they tell their friends and their relatives, and their friends and their relatives poo-poo the idea. They say, well, who do you think you are that you're able to go out and start a business, and it's going to fail, and it's a waste of time, and everything's against you. And he says, as a result, a lot of minorities feel that they don't either have the skill, the ability, or the opportunity to become entrepreneurs. And of course, our belief is the exact opposite, that they do have, and just with a little bit of confidence building and the right training, they can become entrepreneurs. They can build a business and create wealth for themselves and for their heirs.
So you're providing education, encouragement, and mentorship.
Absolutely.
How does someone get involved?
Well, you can go to our website. You could just Google the Polk Institute, that's Polk, or you can go to Polk, Polk-ISE.org, Polk-ISE.org. And if you're interested in being a mentor, a student, or a donor, you can contact us there. We're interested in all three of those. Anybody who can help, we're interested in talking to you.
As I mentioned at the top of the interview, you also a published finance author. Got any new books out lately?
Well, I published 3 books. I'm working on the 4th, which is on personal finance. But my best seller is The Secrets to Raising Capital. It's a book that gives you the strategies to raise money for your company, kind of a raising money 101. I've also written a book on career success. It's The Secrets to Job Success for people who are not trying to raise money for their company, but who are looking to maximize their own income and career success through their lifetime. You can check out my books at professormanahan.com. That's professormanahan.com. You can download a free chapter of any one of my books, so no financial obligation whatsoever. I also write a blog. I typically write a couple of articles a week on everything from entrepreneurship to business to finance to economics to raising capital, and that's all free. You just go to my website to read it. If you sign up for my newsletter, I basically send you a link to my most recently published article every time one comes out. And some of the articles I think are exceedingly valuable to business people, people who are trying to start businesses and run businesses. And again, that's all free. I don't charge at all for that. All you need to do, go to my website, professormanahan.com, check out my blog, sign up for my newsletter. You'll get notified of my new posts that I put up there. And by the way, these are not one-sentence posts. These are typically in-depth articles addressing a particular topic. Like as an example, a post I'm working on right now, which will come out very soon, is the 3 questions you need to be able to answer if you're looking to raise money. If you can't answer these 3 questions, boom, you're out the door right off the bat. Any money guy will reject you as a potential investment. So that's the kind of things that I write about.
Michael Manahan, financial wizard and entrepreneurial mentor. Michael, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Don, as always.